into this tournament, because I might have put her higher on my predictions. I don't know if I would have put her in second or maybe even third, but I would not have expected this thus far from her after she said she felt mediocre going into this tournament, because what she's doing right now is anything but that.
Yeah, this is, I mean, a guaranteed top 3 finish on the World Championship stage for either of these players is far from mediocre. But here we go, game number 1, Goddess versus Dummy. Sword versus sword to start it off.
Now, if I am Dummy, I am so scared of those soft platforms, because anytime that Dummy is aerial, Goddess is going to have perfect nair opportunity, perfect recovery opportunity. If Dummy wants to land on those soft platforms, that is not going to be a safe place if Goddess plays her cards right.
Absolutely, not even just the nairs and recoveries, but both of the neutral sigs on Jae-Yun can be so devastating, and it's really hard to avoid those when you've got that soft platform between you, because usually your safe option is to go for like a weapon toss down. Meanwhile, Dummy, playing that lower position, does get underneath Goddess for a nice setup, almost gets that knockout with that recovery.
Ooh, she has already found multiple strings on the Greatsword so far, so she's put into really good work. Misses the neutral light after that. That would have been big. That would have been a big finisher there. We'll see if she's able to clean this up quickly. Go ahead.
I really like that recovery she did off stage. When you go off stage, Greatsword can't go into its standard chaining of, opener, bridge, closer. So you have to go for something different. She's going to go for the standard for the knockout here with that downlight recovery. But I love that immediate adaptation for the off stage.
And she's able to continue to have this Greatsword in her hand as this goes on. Dummy does have Katars in the hand. Gonna be tough to maybe find a knockout option. We haven't seen Dummy hit too many recoveries. That side air was basically on the stage. There's a D-Light recovery. The sword comes in just in time, as they're both going to pick up a KO with the regular sword D-Light recovery into this game. Dummy swapping back over to the Katars. Had the choice between the two weapons. One wasn't more damaged than the other, so Dummy didn't have to worry about disarming or anything, but it seems like Katars are the damage weapon, and if there's a sword available to KO, that's what Dummy wants.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to see similar stories on both sides as far as weapons go. Using that ult weapon for the damage and then sword for the knockouts. Goddess actually getting some fantastic damage build on this sword. Looking good. Pocket sand opportunity, but opts for the down signature instead. You don't see that too often from the Jae-Yuns.
Maybe she expected Dummy to expect the pocket sand, so then Dummy would, based off of that timing, go up early, and then meanwhile Goddess steps back, and while Dummy is right there to punish the pocket sand, comes the forward jab of that signature from Goddess. But it didn't line up that way. Nice dares. Dummy gonna pull a lead here. GC Insig, there's the down air. Dummy gets the interrupt and the stock.
That one whiff cost Goddess the stock, missing that Sair, put her in terrible position. She's still fighting for this stock. Wants to get this even because this game 1 can be so crucial. The easy true combo, dare, nair, one of the first, that's one of your starter true combos for the Greatsword.
Yeah, she's not going to struggle to find that KO for too long, and we are at a dead even game here. About 3 minutes into it so far in game 1. Oh, Dummy, possible big opportunity here. Oh, Goddess barely touches. Oh, that was so close to being so bad.
Oh man, she is lucky she held on to her recovery and didn't get it stuffed out, because that would have been devastating. Still very much on the back foot here. Picks up another great sword, but has not been catching those dodges from Dummy.
Oh, Goddess fighting her way back. It was looking like Dummy's game. Dummy did find a D-Sig. We'll see if he can find another one of those. Sidelight goes for the jump side air. Goddess is too far away from it. Out comes the recovery. A recovery from Goddess as well. Oh, spot dodges the neutral. Hits the D-Light recovery. Not enough. Jae-Yun is just a little too thick for that to kill yet.
Just barely misses the downlight opener. Dummy high. Gets the recovery. Dummy on the back foot. No weapon in hand. Goddess tries to cover it, but Dummy picks up the Katars.
I really thought that was going to KO. I thought that recovery was going to KO, man. Goddess still with it. Floating, going to the platform, dipping down, going for the recovery. Oh, it drops!
Doesn't have the movement. Running out of movement. Got the touch. Doesn't hit the weapon toss. Dummy still finds the recovery. Game 1, a nail biter of a game 1 goes in favor of Dummy, the bottom seed in the tournament.
And these are some big damage numbers coming out, but in a bad way. They're putting out 630 from Dummy to 613 from Goddess. That means Dummy has to average 210 damage per stock to get the KO. Similar kind of thing from Goddess, but it's just a little bit less at 204 1/3 repeating to get that KO. You turn red at 150. So those are very long stocks on both sides. Not necessarily a very good sign. At least it's on both sides, so it's not going to favor one player or the other, but still, that is rough to see.
Yeah, that was definitely some stock extension on both sides. Neither one of them really getting those true combo finishers. I think we saw Dummy hit a downlight recovery, but other than that, we haven't seen a whole lot of those kind of more standardized finishers, which will be more beneficial for getting that stock earlier. Instead, you're seeing them scrap, trying to get that one wayward hit, that one kind of errant recovery to get that knockout, and that's why you see those stocks extended. But here we go, game number 2, Goddess versus Dummy, again with the juggles. No gravity cancel, neutral signature, or anything like that. Instead, Goddess was just looking for that damage.
She does have really solid moments of sword damage, of sword buildup. We saw it in the last game. I think it was on the second stock, and it was really strong. We were expecting her to go maybe over to the great sword to build up the damage and then the sword to KO, but she opened up that stock so much and brought Dummy to orange. Ooh. There's the pocket sand that you wanted earlier, so you can finish it up. Dodge comes through. Jumping high, covering the weapon. Dummy grabs it from seemingly across the world.
You can reach real far for those weapon pickups. Goddess, again, not quite finding that side air. Doesn't hit the nair at the top of the map. The recovery will connect, and Goddess going to get that first stock. And then here we go, over to the greatsword. This is the damage build weapon.
And this is actually a really good lead for Goddess. We could see her getting hit into the red, but she's still orange right now. That neutral light turned her red, so she's at about 150, 160 damage on this stock. So if you got to get to 210, she's got a way to go. This is actually a very solid lead for her. If the pace is anything like last game, nice string. Recovery just barely gets spot dodged through by Dummy.
The grounded dare into the neutral light. Again, going for this resets. You're starting to see her connect a little bit more with those resets. It's where you're seeing that extra damage come out.
She's getting dodges, but she's not quite finding too much after those dodges. We've seen her going for a lot of like grounded options. Like last time she went for the dare neutral light, and then she went for the side light right after that. But Dummy was way too high in the air, not even close for that side light to hit. So we'll see if she maybe goes for more aerial options. Maybe not going for the big greatsword grounded string that ends in a huge finisher, KOing an orange or anything like that, but just going out for maybe a nair, maybe trying to find a recovery or something like that. Oh, Dummy! Nice string, keeps it going.
So much damage.
Oh no!
And the neutral sig. That's a stock immediately from Dummy, and he's gonna bring out the keytar. A little bit of early celebration as Dummy knows that winning this would put him up 2-0 over Goddess.
Now, I did notice at the end of last game on that little graph that's in the bottom left-hand corner showing damage taken over time. Oh, gets the stock, deleting that dead even game. But Goddess didn't really spread out the damage that she takes very well. It was like a hefty first stock and a hefty third stock. But it was like kind of a, more damage coming up. Oh, yo, she's going to end this right here.
Another Sair. Dummy still has movement, and he does get back up. But Goddess getting some good damage here. Ground pound connect. Still needs more. Doesn't hit the dare. Second dare, and Dummy is gone. Goddess going to put it at 1 apiece. You know, I was really waiting for the opportunity to talk about a sandwich with you, talking about that real bready sandwich, but Goddess is like, nah, that analogy out the window. Instead, it's greatsword time as we get ready to get into game number 3.
No, and you definitely nailed it by calling it a bready sandwich. You got 2 big old thick pieces of sourdough, and then you got 1 piece of really thinly sliced ham. And who likes
1 piece of ham on that one?
Who likes ham on a sandwich? Ew, yuck! Get that out of here. Turkey all the way, baby.
Turkey definitely the better sandwich meat. But here we go, game number 3. Goddess gonna try to get this game in the bag, go up 2-1 over Dummy. Meanwhile, Dummy obviously fighting for the same. Has the guitars, has the greatsword, damage build time.
One thing she was doing last game, though, and you definitely saw it on the final stock, was she was finding those string extensions where she gets 1 or 2 hits, gets the dodge, and then goes to work.
At the same time, so was Dummy. You saw it on that Qatar-heavy stock where he ended up finishing it off with that neutral signature. Both of them are starting to find those reads with their read-heavy weapons.
Without a weapon here, there is a spawn. It's all the way on the right side of the stage. Weapon toss going to do a little bit more damage. Side air turns Goddess red. Oh, the GC neutral light. Oh, Dummy backed off. No weapon toss or nothing. That hurts
Didn't keep
to
track.
see. Dummy could have thrown the weapon at least, right? Even
Yeah,
if Goddess
the
was
safe
dead
option.
to rights, you throw the weapon because there was a spawn on the other side of the stage. If the weapon toss turns into absolutely nothing, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, Dummy had that whole stock. He still ended up getting it, so not the worst situation there. But man, Goddess able to fight back. Coming in here, has the greatsword again, trying to build this damage up onto Dummy, but looks like Dummy's really figuring out how to play this neutral against Goddess's greatsword.
Dummy had a solid lead here. Nice 4-piece, ending with the recovery. Still continuing it. Oh, and grabs the recovery as Dummy tries to move through over towards the stage.
Really well done from Goddess with the greatsword, bringing herself right back into this one again. Oh, just going straight into the neutral signature on that one. Dummy trying to punish the aerial, but didn't quite find the recovery hit. Does punish the dash in from Goddess, though. Oh, no. Oh, no. Goddess.
Oh, Goddess. She starts to bring it back after that huge lead that Dummy has, and then she just throws that stock away. That is so rough to see, especially when Dummy is up right now in the set.
Neutralite into the recovery, coming out from Dummy. So much damage being put out. Again, Dummy with the Katars. Ooh, almost caught the dodge down with that Neutralite read. Dummy, again, doing a really good job of getting these read setups on the Goddess.
Just building up the damage. Gonna have to find a KO soon. Almost went in. Oh, neutral signature, one of the rare ones that we've seen so far from Goddess.
Just
goes for
around now.
Bro, I don't know what that one was. Oh, no, Dummy! Just like that, 3 O's. Dummy made it into this
2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1.
2-1, 2-1. Okay.
2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Goddess won the last one.
Overlay lied then. That's Overlay's fault. I'm going to call it out.
2-1, 2-1. Still more games to go. Of course, we know Australia loves to go into those best of fives. We're not seeing the swap come out from Goddess, though. Goddess did, again, in that winner's bracket, in that winner's semifinal, make the swap over to the Asuri, but clearly not feeling as confident against Dummy's Asuri here. So we'll be sticking with that Jae-Yun, and I'm not sure how to feel about this.
I agree. I'm definitely not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know one decision one way or the other. They're both actually level 32. That's interesting. Level 32 Asuri and the level 32 Jae-Yun. Bannon coming out.
This Jae-Yun, it's interesting. She is starting to find more of those reads, but at the same time, you're seeing Dummy find better dodges out, just finding more punishes, on top of finding his own reads on those Katars, recognizing how she likes to react out of the neutral light, out of the downlight. And so Dummy is adapting on both the offense and the defense, whereas Goddess is really only adapting on that offense side as far as the last game went. Here we go, game number 4. Dummy 1 game away from taking it out and earning a guaranteed top 2 finish in the World Championship for Australia.
Dummy grabs first weapon, puts out a solid amount of damage, now over 50 on the stock. Goddess 1 or 2 more hits is going to be orange. She's trying to fight her way back in, sword v sword here. We are going back to the Dome, which is the map that Goddess won on previously, with a very definitive third or final stock from her.
Definitely looked really good for Goddess on the Dome last time. The fake out ground pound onto the stage. Goddess recovering very high, burning a lot there. You saw her get grayed out. She was running out of movement options, but she still did find her footing, reset those jumps. Weapon toss to open up Dummy. Sword was just not working for her.
Not sure if she wanted to pick that sword up or continue her unarmed string, but she does get to the weapon spawn on the right side soft platform. She continues to do that even after the dodge. Dummy was all the way on the other side of her. Doesn't find any more hits on it. It's a little bit of a punish here. Dummy hits the side air. Goddess in the red. She chose to, like, wait.
Yeah.
On her
I thought she was going to swing.
Stayed low. Yeah, I did too.
Thought she was going to fight for the wall. Instead, she ended up getting back past it again, trying to go for these sidelight openers. Dummy playing really high around it, gets inside with the gravity cancel downlight into the recovery. Dummy looking so good against Goddess.
Now, one thing that we've seen people talk about a lot on Greatsword, especially on Twitter and especially in anger, is how often Greatsword can attack and still be safe on whiff. That's something that Goddess isn't doing very often. Look at the string from Dummy.
Oh.
He almost grabs that too. Dummy is the one who is overwhelming here. Goddess's greatsword just really isn't overwhelming Dummy. We aren't seeing a lot of attacks. We aren't seeing a lot of whiffs turning into Dummy whiffing a punish and then Goddess throwing out an attack to counter that. Just all the things that people talk about greatsword being good. Oh man, that was great. Just Goddess doesn't seem to have it consistently all the time.
Oh. Yeah, she's definitely not, like you said, having that consistency with her greatsword. Does find that recovery. You can skim into the wall to get up right when you get that line of sight, but she is so hurt. You can look at her health bar in the top right. She is so red. Dummy doesn't even want the weapon, wants a sword for that potential knockout.
Like you saw it once during the last stock. Oh, D-Light recovery not going to KO off the top. Dummy looking to juggle, goes for the GC D-Light. There was no punish coming out from Goddess whatsoever. He just goes in and like raw recoveries Goddess. It seems like she's trying not to lose rather than to win. She's not playing very confidently. You saw it earlier. Dummy was just like overspacing everything Goddess was throwing out and then did like a dash jump in to get in for the D-Light into the recovery on like the second or first stock. I can't remember which one, but still, it's like Dummy is controlling the pace of the game.
Yeah, it definitely feels like nerves are starting to get into Goddess. You see her swinging a lot more. Definitely like a level of like panic. I need to put a hitbox out, and that's where Dummy is punishing, right? Baited out, did a downlight, and then immediate jump gravity cancel downlight to punish Goddess, trying to punish him for that second stock. You're seeing kind of similar stuff come out, but Goddess, if she can hit this recovery, could get the stock. Can't hit the neutral signature, wants to get this final stock, wants to take this to game number 5, hits a dare, but still on the back foot.
That was a good punish there. Just kind of scrunching up, trying to get as close to the wall as you possibly could, feeling the rush of air past you, and then being able to punish with the down air. Good punish from Goddess.
Disarmed.
She's taking so much damage, though. Oh, she barely grabs that one in time.
Watch out.
I don't know if she wanted to go for that
dare.
Or if she wanted the dare.
She's probably looking for a dare. Honestly, that downlight was kind of clean, though, if it had worked.
It was.
She was
It
able
really
to get
was.
the setup. All right, all right.
Oh, yo!
5-piece. Oh, doesn't hit the Sair. Dummy with full stage control, has the health advantage, doesn't need to play risky here. Goddess makes the high recovery, but Dummy with the gravity cancel downlight into the recovery is going to take it 3-1 over Goddess to earn his spot in the grand finals.
Almost a huge comeback from Goddess in that game. A little bit heartbreaking for her, but Dummy is going to take the set 3-1. Like we were saying before, he qualified for this tournament by the skin of his teeth, coming in last seed in this, and now he finds himself deep in the bracket in the grand finals, waiting for the rest of the players to fight their way through.
Dummy looking so incredibly good. Ignore the bracket. That's Dummy who's in the grand finals. I know. The seeds, everyone expected Goddess. Well, not everyone, but looking at